Here's the thing about buying a truck in 2026. The research most buyers do will not protect them. They study towing specs, bed dimensions, trim level breakdowns. None of that matters when the bill arrives. 3 trucks on sale right now are doing exactly this. One has a fuel system failure that costs $15,000 or more to fix, often before the truck even hits 25,000 miles. One was quietly discontinued by its own manufacturer while dealers kept moving inventory. And one carries a badge so trusted that buyers stopped asking questions right before the transmission started failing before their first oil change. This isn't forum speculation. This is NHTSA data, court filings, and owner complaint patterns repeating across the country. The manufacturers knew, the dealers knew. Neither put it in the brochure.
Starting at number 3, the Nissan Titan. Here is what a Nissan Titan failure actually looks like. A metallic rattle appears, sometimes gradual, sometimes sudden. Owners describe taking it to a dealership, getting told it's within normal range, driving home. Then weeks later, the engine goes silent in a way that has nothing to do with smooth running. The cause is the 5.6-liter Endurance V8's timing chain tensioner, a documented failure point on this platform. When the tensioner weakens, the chain stretches. When it stretches far enough, it jumps timing, and the resulting engine damage runs from $3,000 for a contained repair to $8,000 or more, depending on how far the damage had already spread by the time the truck reached a shop. That is the mechanical reality. Now, here is what makes it genuinely dangerous in 2026. Nissan officially discontinued the Titan after the 2024 model year. Production ended in summer 2024, and the Frontier is now their only US pickup. Dealers still have 2024 Titans sitting on lots, some at discounts that look like a genuine bargain. That discount is not a deal, it is a warning. Because what you're actually buying is an orphaned truck with no manufacturer support pipeline behind it, and a shrinking pool of technicians who know this platform. When a timing chain fails on an F-150 or a Ram, there is a full-service infrastructure behind the fix. On a discontinued Titan, you are navigating a parts and service situation that gets harder to solve every single year.
The depreciation locks the trap shut. The Titan was already one of the worst depreciating full-size trucks before the nameplate was killed. On a base 2024 Titan that started at $48,700, 5-year depreciation has been tracked in the 55 to 60% range. That is up to $27,000 in lost value before a single repair bill arrives. A comparable F-150 loses closer to 40% over the same window. That gap alone is nearly $10,000 in resale difference, sitting on top of every mechanical risk this platform carries. Nissan already decided this truck wasn't worth investing in anymore. In 2026, the question for any buyer is simple. Why would you? Losing money on depreciation is painful, but it happens gradually. You can see it coming. What's next is different, because this truck breaks Toyota's most valuable asset.
Number 2, Toyota Tacoma 2024. Toyota's reputation for reliability is genuinely earned, but it was not earned by this truck. That distinction matters more than it sounds, because Toyota buyers are not ordinary buyers. They are buyers who knowingly pay more for a badge they trust. A fully loaded 2024 Tacoma TRD Pro sits between $55,000 and $58,000. A comparable Chevy Colorado or Ford Ranger in equivalent trim cost $5,000 to $8,000 less. That gap exists entirely because of what Toyota's name implies: decades of proven, worry-free ownership. And in 2024 and 2025, that implication began failing buyers on a platform they had just paid a premium to trust. The 2024 Tacoma retired its 3.5-liter V6, an engine with over a decade of real-world reliability data behind it, in favor of a brand-new 2.4-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. First-generation, direct-injection, turbocharged. Zero long-term ownership history on the day you sign. And the early returns from real owners were not what $55,000 implies you are buying.
Owners began reporting 8-speed automatic transmission failures with fewer than 1,000 miles on the odometer. Not 20,000, not 50,000, under 1,000. NHTSA complaints documented trucks dropping into neutral at highway speed, losing power completely mid-drive, and refusing to shift with no warning. Toyota issued a service bulletin to address the symptoms. Replacement transmissions went into short supply. Some owners were told to wait 2 to 4 months for their brand new truck to become drivable again.
2 to 4 months of making full loan payments on a vehicle sitting in a dealership bay. On a $55,000 Tacoma with a standard financing arrangement, that is roughly $2,000 to $4,000 in payments on a truck you cannot use before a single out-of-pocket repair cost enters the picture. Then there is the resale side, the one Toyota buyers have historically leaned on to justify the premium. The Tacoma's famous resale advantage was built on the old platform, the proven V6, and years of reliability data that both buyers and the used market trusted. The 2024 model brings none of that established track record with it. Buyers paying the old Tacoma's premium are betting the new platform earns the same resale reward the old one did. And that is a bet with no historical data to support it yet.
You paid more for this truck than you would have paid for almost anything else in the segment. You paid that premium specifically because this brand meant reliability. What you got was a first-generation powertrain with a documented failure rate before the odometer touched 1,000 miles. The old Tacoma earned that premium across 2 decades of real-world ownership data. This one is still trying to. The Tacoma costs you through misplaced trust, and that is a recoverable mistake. What is sitting at number 1 is different. Number 1. Ford Super Duty 6.7-liter Power Stroke Diesel. The Super Duty's reputation is not manufactured. The towing numbers are real. The chassis capability is real. The loyalty it commands from contractors, ranchers, and tradespeople is real. None of that changes what a Texas prosecutor discovered after his 2020 F-350, with 23,000 miles on the clock, stopped running without warning. He had it towed to a dealership. The diagnosis? CP4 high-pressure fuel injection pump failure. Ford declined to cover it under warranty. His total repair bill was $12,838, and his experience was not unusual. The Bosch CP4 pump was fitted to every 6.7-liter Power Stroke diesel from 2011 through the early 2020s. Its design requires highly lubricous diesel fuel to survive. U.S. pump diesel does not reliably meet that standard. When the pump begins to fail, it does not simply drop pressure and throw a warning light. It disintegrates internally, and those metal fragments travel directly into the high-pressure fuel system. Injectors contaminated, fuel rails contaminated, fuel lines contaminated. The repair is not a pump swap. Every contaminated component needs replacing, and the bill consistently lands between $10,000 and $15,000 at a dealership. Ford has faced multiple federal class action lawsuits over the CP4. A federal judge in the Southern District of Texas rejected Ford's motion to dismiss one of the most significant cases. Ford subsequently recalled nearly 300,000 Super Duty trucks for CP4-related issues, and across every warranty claim Ford denied, their standard response blamed fuel contamination their own pump design created from day one. The CP4 is the catastrophic end. The slow burn end is the emissions architecture surrounding that engine, and it is nearly as expensive over time. The diesel particulate filter clogs in trucks used for city driving or short trips that never generate enough heat to self-clean. Replacement runs $3,000 to $5,000. The EGR cooler can crack, and many owners have learned it can, allowing coolant to mix with exhaust gases and work toward the intake. A contained EGR repair runs $2,000 to $4,000. A worst-case scenario sends that coolant into a cylinder, bending connecting rods and destroying pistons in the process. The combined emissions repair bill across a typical ownership cycle adds another $4,000 to $8,000 on top of whatever the fuel system already cost. Some owners, facing their 3rd or 4th emissions repair, look at removing these systems entirely. The truck runs better, but it becomes federally illegal for road use. There is no clean exit once you are inside that cycle. Here is the real irony. An F-350 Platinum or King Ranch pushes past $100,000 in 2026. These are premium, flagship purchases, and the emissions architecture surrounding that engine is some of the most failure-prone, most expensive-to-repair equipment found on any production truck currently being bought and sold. The Super Duty earns its reputation every time it is hooked to a trailer on a job site. The gap between that reputation and the long-term financial reality of owning a diesel Super Duty is something most buyers are completely unprepared for until the bill is already in their hands.
3 trucks, 3 completely different ways to lose money. But what's worth noticing is how those 3 money pits were built. The Titan didn't make this list because it can't work. It made it because the manufacturer stopped believing in it before most buyers did. The Tacoma didn't make it because the badge is wrong. It made it because the truck wearing that badge changed, and the buyers paying the premium never got that memo. And the Super Duty didn't make it because it can't tow. It made it because there is a documented, litigated mechanical failure sitting inside the fuel system of trucks currently for sale and nothing on the window sticker says a word about it. 3 different failures, 1 consistent pattern. Buyers are still researching trucks the same way they did 10 years ago, comparing tow ratings, checking horsepower, choosing trim levels. None of those numbers tell you what happens to your bank account after the test drive ends. The most expensive problems in truck ownership are almost never visible when you're standing on that lot. They show up 12 months later, when the warranty conversation gets complicated and the repair quote arrives.
If any of these surprised you, drop which one in the comments, because that's probably the truck that was closest to landing in your driveway.